Alright, so welcome back to my Ayrton Senna driver career mode on F124. Now, last episode in Monza was nothing short of tragic. I managed to start on pole, and it was a complete disaster class, really. It was a wet race. We started on the full wets, but when I came into the pits, everyone else went on to inters. Meanwhile, I came out on a fresh set of full wets, which meant I was incredibly slow. And then to make matters worse, on the very final lap of the race, I spun on the final corner whilst trying to overtake Alex Albon for P6, meaning I actually dropped out of the points, making my championship lead dwindle to only 5 points. On the plus side, today we are going to Singapore, and I've always done well around here, so let's have it. Alright, so here we go for hot lap number 1. As always, we're going to be doing 2. This first lap, mainly to just learn the track, as just like Monza and just like Spa. I've never driven around here on F124, so I don't really know what to expect. But I'm going to drive it like I'm on F123, and we'll see how that goes. Turn 1 feels alright. Turn 2, we could probably ride the curb a bit more on this year's game. And that wasn't a bad first couple of corners, to be honest. Swing around here. Okay, need to brake a bit earlier through there. Avoiding the wall though, so that's all good. And the first sector is going to be a 26.6 from Gasly. I'm going to put in a 26.1. Oh, got a bit wide through there, that's fine. Now through one of the trickiest sections on any racetrack. One bit of oversteer and you're in a wall. So let's just keep it composed. Little tap on the wall, that's fine. I could brake a bit later through there. This is all going in my brain as some good knowledge. Now, of course, Singapore is a bit different to like 2 years ago. There's no more tunnel section. It's just a straight line, which, on the contrary to like loads of people's opinions, I actually prefer it like this. And now we go into the final sector. I feel like I've got a lot more grip than what I'm using. But for a first lap, to put it P5 isn't horrible. I know where I could improve a lot. I don't know how much time is in there. I'm gonna say at least 3 tenths. And I was only 2.5 tenths off Perez, so I reckon with a perfect lap, a top 3, maybe a top 2 is doable. So I wasn't expecting this. I am half a second down on Max Verstappen, my title championship rival, with my teammate in P10. So it seems like I'm on pace in Sector 1, but I lost 7 tenths in Sector 2. Oh, wow. But my Sector 3 is very good. Okay, so pretty much have the same Sector 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and then just try and find time in Sector 2. Brilliant. Let's go. Alright, it's time to see what this McLaren's really got. Let's have it. Let's get this top 3. Oh! 7 tenths of a second. Oh, okay, you know what? We take a front row. We absolutely take a front row. I just found 7 tenths of a second. Oh, that's really annoying, but I can't complain, but that's really annoying. 6 hundredths away from the pole, but I am so happy with that. How? Where did I find that time from? Let's look at the race director for that one. We need VAR. So Verstappen actually failed to improve in Sector 1 and 3, but just had a really good Sector 2. But I managed to get I'm still lacking there, though. I mean, our Sector 3s are identical. My Sector 1 is 2 tenths quicker, and then my Sector 3 is 3 tenths slower. That's where I lost it. Sector bloody 2. Anyway, I am really pleased with a P2. It's a front row, and hey, with a decent start, I could easily jump Verstappen for P1 off the line, and that is sort of needed because, let's be honest, Singapore isn't really a overtaking track, let's be honest. It's like one overtaking spot. Right, here we are on the grid. Now, I've changed my strategy a little bit. The game was recommending that I do, where's the strategy? Oh, it's there. The game was recommending me that I do, like, more laps on the mediums than the hards, which I thought was a bit dumb, because that sort of defeats the point of the hard tyre, so I turned it around. So we're going to come in on lap 10, a lap, you know, so 10 laps on the mediums, 11 laps on the hards. I think this is solid, I think it's going to work, and let's go win this race. Now, we need that good start to jump Verstappen off the line. Let's do this thing. Here we go. And I don't think I'm going to jump Verstappen off the line. I'm not going to lie to you. It actually looks like Sergio Perez is going to be jumping me. I will not allow such things to stand. Now, let's see. Do I have any form of straight line speed? We seem about equal, so I think my target is to stay within DRS until the next lap and then just see if I can get a move done. But this is quite bad because overtaking is so difficult around here, and Verstappen is looking lively. He understands that this title fight is probably going to go to the end of the season, but he wants it to end right now. I'm suffering a lot with my engine braking again, especially in the low speed. It makes my car, like, oversteer mid-corner. It's really annoying. Alright, so here's the end of lap 1. I have stayed within a second. 6/10 back, so I should get DRS going down the second straight through the tunnel. It's just the DRS isn't very effective here because the straight is so short. So I don't even know if I can make anything happen, but we're going to use the overtake and the DRS, and look, I can't even get remotely close to go for a move. I am getting pretty close, but it's just not enough to go for a move. Now, of course, Sector 2 is where I'm going to start losing a lot of time. For some reason, my Sector 2 just isn't quite there compared to the AI. You know, we're chilling at the moment. I think if I could just stick close to Verstappen, maybe within 2 seconds, and then I either, you know, whatever the case is, go for an undercut or overcut, this race is very winnable. It's like, oh, that mid-corner oversteer, that's just ruined me. Why do I keep getting that there? It's really bad. Talking about need to stay within DRS of Verstappen, I've already lost it because this game isn't very good. And I do lose DRS on Verstappen because this game is so horrid. That is unfortunate. I don't know if... oh, it's all gone wrong. I don't know why you can't change the engine braking mid-race. There's probably an obvious reason, because you have to probably go in the engine itself, but that's cost me here. Although I have got DRS back, I'm not sure how, but like I said, if I could just stay within like 2 or 3 seconds, go for an undercut or overcut, it's definitely not over, but the early signs aren't great. This car feels horrible. It's the same issues that I've had with this game in general. It's just oversteer and the engine braking. I'm running relatively low engine braking, and yet it's really bad. Like, every single corner, I get this weird, like, mid-corner oversteer. Here comes Checo Perez. There's nothing I could do to defend. Verstappen and the Red Bulls in general are just a step above me today. Right, they are seriously cooking. You know Red Bull is good when Sergio Perez is fast. But within 4 laps, Verstappen's already got that lead to 2 seconds. I can't even drive this car. It is shocking how I'm still on this track. I mean, I've already had to use about 7 flashbacks, but, like, it's just so horrific to drive. It's not even fast either. I wouldn't care if it was fast, but it just isn't. It's horrible. I think for this race, I just need to keep ahead of Checo and just take over P2. That is the most I can do right now. Because it's evident I don't have the pace to get anywhere near Verstappen. That man has had something different for breakfast and he is just gone. Now, the issue I'm having here is that I can't really go for an undercut because the tyres are still okay and they're still performing okay. So I think going onto the hards this early won't even give me an advantage. But I need to come in soon because any second now my car's just going to spin randomly without me actually doing anything. So I think I am just going to stick with my strategy, which is to pit next lap, and we'll see what happens. But all I can say is this car is so horrid. It's the oversteer that pisses me off. If I didn't have oversteer and I had understeer instead, I wouldn't mind. I don't know what it is about oversteer, but it drives me up the wall. I know a lot of people quite like it because, you know, is just fun. It really isn't. I hate oversteer with such a passion. Give me understeer. Oh, actually, I tell you what, since this is the second best car on the grid, give me neither. Realistically, do you know what I mean? Like, this car shouldn't have either of those things. But anyway, surprisingly enough, for all the rough and tumble, the gap to Verstappen has stayed at about 3 seconds. And it looks like it is going to be a 3-horse race between me and the Red Bulls, because as you can see, Fernando Alonso and George Russell are falling back quite a lot. And as I say that, Alonso just got double overtaked. It's because he's in the pits, and I've also gone very wide through there. But I am going to stop this lap. I don't know if you like Verstappen or Perez are going to stop. If either of them is, I hope it's Perez, because I'm already ahead of him. Because the whole point of this is to go for an undercut, you know what I mean? Right, here we go. Let's get into this pit lane. It seems like both of the Red Bulls are staying out, which means one of them is going to be staying out an extra lap. Oh, okay, I assume that's going to be Perez, as he's the second car. But at least we do get to do one lap of an undercut. Only problem is... Oh, please tell me I come out in front of that massive queue of cars. Go, go, go! Yes, okay, nice. Okay, I'm going to come out behind the Saubers as well. Okay, my traffic might not be that bad. Let's get round turn 1, and oh, that is gorgeous. That is a lovely clear track ahead of me to get a good lap on the hards in and see what kind of undercut I can do. So Max Verstappen is going to be the Red Bull to stop. Checo Perez is going to extend for one more lap, and I'll tell you what, these hard tyres, they feel okay, but it's not fantastic. He might come out in some traffic, though. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be close, but... yeah, the undercut hasn't worked. It's actually backfired, as I have come out miles behind it. Actually, no. Wait, no, it has worked. Wait, he's right here. Wait, what? He's here. Oh, hi, Max. Okay, never mind. I'm right here, apparently. Cool. Only thing is, I've got the Williams of Logan Sargent sort of not blocking me, because... he's on the same lap, but, you know, the slower car is ahead. I'm going to have to just sort of send it like I'm silly, which I can do. I'm just going to do this. Sorry, Logan, but the game is the game. Do you know what I mean? Now, what I'm hoping is that me and Verstappen can both get a pretty large undercut on Sergio Perez, leaving it to a 2-horse race, and then, you know, just hope he gets stuck in traffic or something like he is now. Hang on a minute. Oh, it's a shame I'm really bad at this game and I'm really slow. Come on, Joe! Defend for your life, son! Go on! Yes! Thank you, Joe! You're a legend of the game, mate! He has brought me right back into this. 1.2 seconds to Verstappen. There is Checo Perez. It looks like the gap is going to be about the same, I think, maybe. But I don't care about Perez anymore. I care about Verstappen because he's right here. And it actually looks like Fernando Alonso getting the undercut of 96. And jumps ahead of Perez, and look how much he's fallen back. He's gone to 5 seconds behind me. I just get the feeling that if I stopped a lap even earlier on lap 9, I might have actually got Verstappen at this stage. And then it's just about defending, which I can do. Right, I've done some unreal driving in these last couple of laps, and I've managed to get DRS on Max Verstappen. Holy moly, I don't know how I've done that, but... getting within DRS range is one thing, actually getting by him is completely and utterly different. I'm going for it! On Max Verstappen! Oh, that was a bit dodgy, but I have sent it like I'm silly. I now have the outside line. If I can get a good exit, let's go! Come on! Oh my goodness, that was some adrenaline. I did the best laps I've ever done in the last 5 or so laps. I managed to get within DRS range of Max Verstappen, and then I sent it like I was silly. Verstappen himself would have been proud of that one. But at the end of the day, by the rules of Formula 1, I went for the move, and I kept it on track. Therefore, that's fine. Now the entire race changes because rather than me using all of my assets, being all of my tyres, all of my ERS, I now need to save both of those things to try and keep him behind. Alright, here we go. First DRS straight in the lead. I don't have much ERS to use, but hopefully by next lap I should have quite a lot, because I shouldn't need to use overtake or hot lap or any ERS in general. To be fair, I could just turn my ERS off throughout this entire lap, because, you know, through Sector 2 and most of Sector 3, there's nowhere to overtake. So I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying it's an option. 5 laps remaining. I'm still in the lead. It's very, very difficult to drive this car, but I'm doing it for all of the crap I've been through this race with the oversteer and the engine braking. I'm still driving it, and I'm driving it very well. Right, can I keep ahead of Verstappen? I'm going to have to use a bit of ERS, but it's quite easy to defend, I'm not going to lie to you. For some reason, my car has suddenly just died, as in, I literally can't turn a corner without nearly spinning. But my tyre wear is perfectly fine, so I'm a little bit concerned by that. I don't know what that is, but it's a big issue. You know, turning your car and coming out the other side okay is a pretty important thing in a Formula 1 race, especially when you got your title rival right up your arse. I'm trying to stay composed, but it's so difficult when you're driving such a bad car. But we come around the final corner to begin the final 3 laps of this race. I've managed to save up 70% ERS, but I don't even really need to use any of it. Verstappen just can't get close enough to go for an overtake. There is a yellow flag up ahead. You can see Daniel Ricciardo there. He is retired from this race. I don't think that would be a safety car or a virtual safety car or anything. I think it would have already happened, so green flag until the end. Although, to be fair, it's too late for a red flag and a safety car, so the only thing that can happen is a virtual, and that won't really change anything. But, like, it's Verstappen, he can't do anything. I have got him in my back pocket, he cannot do anything. And here we go, penultimate lap of this race, and I don't even know how I might win this. My qualifying was very, very good, the car felt great, but going into this race, it has felt so bad, and I think it is mostly just setup, but yeah, it has been shockingly bad to drive this car today at Singapore, but somehow I'm pulling through, and there's a decent chance I'm actually going to win this race. I was sort of hoping that after the miseries of my medium stint that the hard tyre would feel a lot better, and my goodness does it feel better. It feels fantastic. Of course, the car's issues are still there. The oversteer, the mid-corner like snaps because of engine braking, but the tyres just feel fine. Apart from that one lap, which was really weird, where the car was just almost spinning every corner, apart from that one lap, which is very odd, it's been fine. And here's Verstappen right behind me, but, you know, I've got loads of ERS to use. I'll just use it all, do you know what I mean? And as we come around the final corner to begin the final lap of this race, here we go. Get me round turn 1. I don't really like riding this inside curve, but I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to turn my hot lap on as I go through here. And then turn the overtake on and get to the inside so Verstappen can't slipstream me. Go back out and then in. And I've survived DRS straight numero uno. There is one of those left, plus another straight. But through Sector 2, Verstappen should not even be able to get close to overtaking me unless I crash. Through the tricky section that I hate a lot, one last time, I actually realised you need to sort of avoid that curve a bit better like that. That's what you want to do. Through here, somehow haven't hit that inside wall today. I usually do that a lot, especially last year on F1 23. This is the last DRS zone and I'm just gone. I got such a better exit through that hard braking corner that Verstappen can't even get close, to be honest, and now we can use the remainder of my overtake down the final straight, and how I'm winning this race, I have no idea, but we come through the final sector, right up against the wall, around the final corner, and it is just gorgeous driving from Futimus Criminus III to take the win at the Singapore Grand Prix. That is a bounce back that was very much required. After Monza spinning on the final lap, getting the strategy wrong and missing out on points, to coming to Singapore with the car feeling terrible on its last legs and somehow pulling through and getting that win. And do you want to know who I want to dedicate that win to? I'd like to dedicate it to Guan Yu Zhou. Without him, I would not have won that race. He held up Verstappen by a good 2 seconds, allowing me to get in the DRS. But what I will say is that between laps like 13 to like 17, my driving was so exquisite that I was genuinely finding every single thousandth. That allowed me to get into Verstappen's DRS and then the overtaking move itself to send it like I was silly up the inside. Some might say that move was a bit unfair, but it's all by the rules, so I don't get like the rules even matter anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, it ain't like I'm gonna push Verstappen off and the stewards in the game are gonna go, hang on, 10-second penalty for you. They just don't do that. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that is gonna be 25 points, I believe. I don't think I got the fastest lap. I think Fernando Alonso nabbed it because he was on the softer compounder tyre. But what a race! That might actually be the first race between the two title rivals. I feel like every other race we've been sort of distant, whereas this time we were fighting each other from lights to flag, and there it is. And I did get the fastest lap. Come on, 26 points. That is gorgeous stuff. I thought Fernando Alonso got it, but look at that, 29 dead, 29-1 for me, 26 points. That is going to give me a 8-point advantage in the Drivers' Championship, extending it to 13 points with, I believe, 3 or 4 races left. Unfortunately, it's another stinker for Lando Norris. He finished P10, only getting that P10 because of Daniel Ricciardo's DNF, and that means that, what's the constructors looking like? It means that we're going to have just a 14-point lead in the Constructors' Championship. But what an episode of Ayrton Senna career mode. It started off good, the midway point was horrid, and it ended fantastic. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. I need to go and watch the Silverstone Grand Prix, so I'll go and do that, but I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, all the usual stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.